Often the organizational goals are limited to organizational success. But what a great leader does, has the intent to drive people's success as well, looks hard and long to the horizon and finds a positioning that also suits the employees.
A story which may be used by a corporate leader, but also may be used by an employee. So the things, can you talk about how do you frame that for each of those individuals?
Yeah, so I think that was probably one of my biggest aha moments in the 10 years of doing the work that I do. And Sayu from Infineon is here. He works for Infineon, and in 2016, Infineon, which is a semiconductor, an organization that does test and assembly here for the semiconductor chip in Singapore, has a factory that has roughly about 2,000 people, They decided to make the factory a smart factory. For those of you who don't know, smart factory essentially just means lights down, robots work in that factory, okay? So when they decided to do that, the gentleman who was the head of the factory, Laurent, French gentleman, he asked me, can you build a story for people to support us, employees to support us, make this factory a smart factory? Because you can't make a factory a smart factory without the support of your team. You can get the robots, but who's going to make them work? Who's going to program them? Who's going to make sure that they do what they need to do, and who's going to supervise them? And I said, sure, but why are you turning the factory into a smart factory? And his response was correct, but also the one that would never connect with the people. There is a fundamental difference between what is correct. I tell Maya all the time, study hard, do your work, that is correct. But do you think that connects with her? Absolutely not. It's the same principle. So you can say what is correct. His response was that we have to drive productivity. We have to produce more semiconductor chips than we are doing right now, because the demand for semiconductor chips is rising. So, our passports have semiconductor chips, our cars have semiconductor chips. I think in one car alone, there are I don't know how many, definitely more than 400 semiconductor chips, right? So there is a rise in demand, and no matter how many more people we get in this factory, we'll never be able to produce that many semiconductor chips. So we need to get robots in. He was correct. But would the employee find that thing exciting, that you're going to tell me to leave and get robots in, and I should support you in that great act that you want to pursue? And I said, no, but what will happen to the people? And when we went on that discovery, we realized that it was not essential for us to say goodbye to people, because people had this amazing opportunity to become supervisors of robots. Granted, they were willing to learn the way to do it. And we changed that entire narrative into smart factory for productivity. Yes, for organizations, that's correct. But for people, smart factory for you to become the supervisors of robots, or in other words, workforce of the future. And that just completely changed the way people approach that task. So the point I'm making is that often the organizational goals are limited to organizational success. But what a great leader does, or a person who really has the intent to drive people's success as well, looks hard and long to the horizon and finds a positioning that also suits the employees. No organizational success has to be at the cost of employees. The organizational success can be with the employees. And I think that's where framing plays a huge role.